Hi everyone, let's paint together today this beautiful crown chakra or sahasrara mandala, 15 centimeters or 6 inches. This chakra contains 1,000 petals, so I believe it is 1,000 dots and no strokes. So every 20 degrees lines and 1 centimeters rows already prepared. And let's start. All materials are in the description box, so you can check it out. And first one with 12mm tool, we are using Gentle Heather, DecoArt Americana. And I'm adding a little bit more paint on this first central one, as you see. And with a thin tool, I'm moving paint around to make like a nice surface. Removing all bubbles, what you can see. Paint should be nice mixed as usual before you use. And moving forward with 1.5mm tool and our first custom color, you can find in description the mix of it. And I'm putting dots, careful as you see, between the lines. And with such dimensions, it is exactly the small spots you see, and just try to make it as close as you can, but not touching each other, so you can make this effect of small dots. Looks really nice. Second row we are making with wild orchid color, and this time we are placing dots between dots of previous row, and in these particular sizes it's working like placing these honor lines, as you can see. As close as we can, but not on each other. And you can be on a safe place, don't place this too close, and after that you can come back and add a little bit more paint on the top to make it more visible. And the next row I will make with our second custom color and 2.5mm tool. And this time we are placing dots between lines, and in this case between previous row dots. With the same rules, as close as we can, but not touching each other. Don't rush. Remember, it's for our brain actually pretty difficult to concentrate on such small objects, so take your time and come back when you're rested and move forward after that. Really nice. So next row of dots I want to make again with this wild orchid. And you see this time size a little bit bigger. We are placing dots on the top of the lines. And again, because with these sizes it's working this way, it's working like it is between dots of previous row. And moving forward, this time I wanna move with our base color. This is the base of our first and second custom colors. This is brilliant purple, DecoArt, and slightly bigger tool, 6mm. And I will use this tool for all next base of flowers, because we don't have too much surface to play with bigger size. So I'm placing this again between lines, but as you see, I'm more connected to the line. It's pretty close still, but giving a little bit more space. So I'm placing this beneath the row of marks. But if it's working another way with your sizes, just move forward with your one. You're creating your own custom painting. So I'm giving like only example. And leaving like this dry out and moving forward with our next move. So I want to use the same color that I used for central dot, gentle heather, and 1mm tool, and I want to make this one dot in the center, and after that I'm walking around the dots like that, but I'm walking, as you see, only from one side, and this way it's interesting, giving us interesting effect, and you will see moving forward. So it's not too much space, that one I'm not trying to fit dots from both round dot in total, but the most interesting part is that this way is given like it's the effect of movement, and this is really interesting because we are painting like sahasrara chakra, so energy moving constantly, so it's kind of working interesting way. So moving forward like that all around. I don't like this little bit removing one small dot, and moving forward after that. You see it's already visible that it's kind of like a moving. I'm taking the same tool, 6mm, and the same color, brilliant purple, and I'm placing dots, as you see, on top of next row and on lines. Yes, it's more space, so this will give us opportunity to paint around these dots. So don't worry about that, just place with enough paint on it. After, when it's dry out, we place more colors on the top, so this will be even more interesting. But for now, just place these purple, brilliant purple dots. As I said, this mandala will be only with dots. I didn't make this decision on purpose, but it's working like that, so it's pretty nice. And this time I'm moving around 1mm tool and with our first custom color again. And this first custom color, this time I'm moving around. Again, I'm placing bigger dot on the top and walking around every single one like that. This time we got enough space, so we can do this around. Again, if you get tired, if you see that your dot's not so small anymore, or something like that, just take your time, get rest, and after that come back, because it's pretty difficult to make it small dots. I know this for sure. And moving like that around. So next move, 2mm tool and our second custom color. We're placing one dot on the top of a line, a little bit higher than a line, and two more dots below, like that. And moving like that. This is 2mm tool. And after that, 1.5mm tool, we are making small dots walking around. I'm not walking totally around, only to the half, and as much as I can fit. For example, from this side I can't fit anymore, so I'm just do as much as I can, make it like now nice caps, if you call it like that, on these dots. And you see it's giving like another effect, really nice. And working like that around, so you may place all 3 big 2mm dots all around, and after that walk around with 1.5mm tool. It's just your choice. Again, take your time, don't rush. It's beautiful already. You can leave it like that, but I'm joking. We are moving forward with the same tool, 6mm and brilliant purple, and placing dots. You see it's kind of a little bit below line, but touching a little bit. Look at your dimensions, how it's working in your particular case with your custom color painting. I'm sorry. So just put it on for paint, and after that we will place a little bit more colors on top to make it even more interesting. And you just like moving around like that. And this time 1 and 1.5mm tool, and we are walking around with our gentle heather color. So we are making central one a little bit bigger than others, and walking around with the small one dots. This time we are working with the same tool. Choose your technique. Do not get bored. Just take your time, because end effect so amazing. I believe it's totally worth it. So next move, we are moving with our second custom color. We are making bigger dots on the top, 2 millimeters, and 1.5 walking around. So this time it's one big central one and walking around like that. So we are technically, with these dots, we are making petals for every single flower. And this way we are showing how many petals actually this chakra got. So it's so interesting, so symbolic and beautiful at the same time. Absolutely beautiful. And the next move, again, look at your sizes, 2 and 2.5 maybe size tool, and again 3 big ones I'm placing, 1 on the top and 2 below, and this time it's a brilliant purple color. And after that, with 1.5 walking around. And this, you see, it's giving like shadows, colors really close but not the same, making like really nice contrast. And again, you can choose your way to do this. Place only big ones first, and after that just make a walk around with small ones. I definitely choose like different ways to make it. You can see on the video. So next move, I'm moving with 3 millimeter, but literally take a look in your ones. I'm placing these dots with our wild orchid color, just space between flowers, you see. And again, look at your particular painting, how big you want to choose, because sometimes our tools, our techniques are different, so it's maybe plus minus, but it's definitely, you see it's giving like additional details. Let everything dry out, and after that, with our second custom color, place dots smaller than we did with previous one, first one. Make dots around on the top, and this way we're making like our paint even more interesting, even more beautiful with its details. Just place on the top. I just remind you that everything dry out, so we can easily add additional colors on the top. Make it the same sizes. Just check it out. Obviously it's kind of will be from your point of view, plus minus the same size. you see a little bit more space over there, this black one, but I like this effect. So I'll leave in this a little bit more time, and I'm placing gentle, no, this wild orchid color on the top of this row to make it different. So I'm not placing the same color as I did previous one. So to play a little bit with structures, with colors. We also, when all these layers will dry out, we'll add a little bit 3D drops to make it even more shiny. Every time when we're adding more details, it's making it even more beautiful. You just kind of even can't expect that it can be more beautiful, but it is. Just amazing how it works. And this one, we will place our 3D drops over there. So for now, just let it dry out. And with small tool, 2 millimeters, we place in our first custom color on the top of these dots. So it really depends which tool you choose. The previous one, just take small ones. And even these details will make. Sometimes we don't see even all these shadows, but our eye can recognize that this is more interesting, call it this way, than just one color, for example. It's beautiful already. Okay, let it dry out. So I added a little bit more paint in central dots to make it more visible. And I'm adding 3D drops in the center. I'm not trying to cover all surface. I want a base color to be visible, but placing a really big one. Look, it's shiny even more. Yeah. And of this row, I'm placing small ones, also 3D drops. So this is our fourth row of dots. And this immediately lighten up our paint. This is Nuvo 3D drops, all materials in description, so check it out. Moving forward, I like this space, but at the same time I want to add a little bit more details. So I'm placing small dots, as you see, between the spaces. And with tiny tool, or I'm doing this with a needle, I'm making tails also like doubling around a little bit. I want to double on this shape that's kind of adding movement. How we can see this? So just place dots, you can see on the video, and after that with the needle I'm moving around. Between dots, but kinda around. Like that, and finishing. Definitely the central part now more light. On this one I want to add a little bit really small dots, 1.5 millimeter, just on the top, just one small dot with gentle heather, and this will visually brighten up these ones even without shooty drops. This is how it works for our eyes. And this space I will leave like that because I like this black base giving like more deep effect to our painting. And over there I'm also adding small drops with the same Nuvo. And again you see how it's lighting up our painting. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And small, tiny ones over there, just like really 1 millimeter. Oops. And it's also giving this visual effect a little bit lighting up even these small ones. It's not so visible now for you, but definitely will be visible on your paint. Yeah, this one is too big, so I'm removing a little bit material and moving forward around. So I decided to go with a little bit more details, and I'm below these dots, I'm placing also small dots, and with needle making tails. You see it on the video, really small ones, but this giving additional details to our painting. And you can decide yourself, maybe you don't want to add this, but you even now on the video you can see difference. This half that already with these dots and without, and you can decide yourself, but these details definitely making difference and make this visually, this effect, this more and more complicated painting. Even if you can see it's easy to do this, just go by step with tutorial. You can do this. Look how beautiful it is. So maybe I will add more details, walk around these ones also, because it's kind of asking me to do with 1 or even half millimeter tool, really thin one, and gentle heather color. I'm just walking around the same way as we did before. And this will be our final details that making even this painting even more beautiful. When everything dry out, after you finished, you can varnish this and enjoy your painting. So I hope you enjoy this painting. Look how beautiful it is. Ground or Sahasrara Chakra Mandala. Enjoy your painting and see you on next video. Bye!